Your growth is your priority. In a world where we are constantly exposed to the successes and highlights of other people's lives, especially through social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. You might see someone buying a new car, getting promoted, traveling the world, or achieving milestones that you haven't reached yet. These things can make you feel like you're behind, not doing enough, or not good enough. But the truth is, none of that matters when your focus is in the right place, on yourself and you. Your journey is yours alone. No two people have the same background, the same circumstances, or the same goals. What's important is not how fast someone else is going, but whether you're moving forward at all. Even small steps taken consistently will lead you to big results over time. Focusing on your growth means putting your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, rather than being distracted by how well others are doing. It means recognizing your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and working daily to improve both. Growth doesn't always have to be loud or visible to others. Sometimes it's quiet and internal, like building confidence, learning patience, or healing from past pain. When you make your growth a priority, you're choosing to invest in something truly valuable, your future. Think of personal growth like planting a seed. You water it, nurture it, and give it time. It doesn't become a tree overnight, but with care and consistency, it grows strong and rooted. If you're too busy looking over at someone else's garden, you'll neglect your own and never see the fruits of your labor. There will always be someone ahead of you in some area of life, someone more successful, more experienced, more confident. That's okay, they are on their own path, and so are you. What matters is that you are better than you were yesterday. That's growth, and that's enough. Another key reason to focus on your own growth is that comparison can often lead to self-doubt and discouragement. It tricks you into believing that you're not good enough just because someone else appears to be doing better. But appearances can be deceiving. You don't see their struggles, their failures, their sacrifices. Everyone has battles they don't post online. Instead of comparing, get curious. What can you learn from the person you admire? Can their success inspire you instead of making you feel less than? Shift your mindset from comparison to inspiration. Use what you see as motivation to push forward in your own journey, in your own way. Focusing on yourself also builds self-awareness, which is the foundation of lasting growth. When you take time to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and habits, you start to see where you can improve. You begin to understand what triggers negative emotions, what motivates you, and what holds you back. That kind of awareness is powerful. It gives you control over your life. In addition, personal growth creates a ripple effect. As you grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or professionally, you naturally become a source of positivity and strength for others. You start to inspire those around you, not by preaching, but by simply living authentically and showing what's possible when you stay focused. It's also important to realize that growth looks different in different seasons of life. Sometimes growth means achieving a goal. Other times it means resting, healing, or learning how to say no. Don't rush the process. Respect your pace. Your timeline is not late just because someone else reached a milestone before you. Focusing on your own growth doesn't mean you ignore the people around you or become selfish. It simply means you recognize that your time, energy, and mental space are limited, and that they are best used on things that move you forward. When you're stronger and more fulfilled, you'll actually be more capable of helping others. So how do you make your growth a priority? Set personal goals that matter to you, not just what society expects. Track your progress, even if it's slow. Celebrate small wins. They're signs that you're moving in the right direction. Cut down on distractions, especially those that lead to comparison, like mindless scrolling. Surround yourself with growth-minded people, not those who drag you down. Read, learn, and reflect daily. Growth is a lifelong journey. In the end, life is not a competition. It's a personal mission to discover who you truly are and who you're capable of becoming. Every moment you spend worrying about others is a moment you could have used to improve yourself. The only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. Remember, your growth is your responsibility, your mission, and your power. Make it your priority, and everything else will begin to fall into place. Our energy is limited. Use it wisely. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of energy, mental, emotional, and physical. This energy is like a battery, and just like a battery, once it runs out, it needs time to recharge. The truth is, you don't have an infinite supply of energy, which means how you use it matters a great deal. When you spend your energy worrying about other people's opinions, comparing your life to theirs, or trying to meet their expectations, you leave very little for your own growth, peace, and happiness. Your energy is one of your most valuable resources. It fuels your focus, motivation, creativity, and emotional balance. Yet, many people waste their energy daily on things that don't truly matter or that they can't control. One of the biggest energy drains is focusing on others, what they have, what they think, what they do, and how they live. This habit not only distracts you from your own journey, but it also silently wears down your confidence and joy. Let's be clear, caring about others isn't the problem, but obsessing over others, competing with them mentally, or seeking their constant approval is. When your attention is constantly directed outward, you become disconnected from your inner self. You lose clarity about what you want, what you enjoy, and what you need. Before you know it, you're living a life shaped by external pressures instead of your own passions. Imagine this: every time you compare yourself to someone, every time you overthink a conversation, every time you get angry about someone else's opinion of you, you're spending energy. Now ask yourself, was that energy used in a way that helped you grow? Did it solve a problem? Did it bring you closer to your goals? If not, it was likely wasted. Energy management is not just about rest and nutrition, it's also about emotional boundaries. For example, you may not be able to control the negativity around you, but you can control whether you let it consume your peace. You can't stop people from judging you, but you can decide not to let their opinions dictate your actions. This is how you protect your energy and use it wisely. One way to use your energy better is to focus on what you can control. You can't control someone else's success, but you can control how much effort you put into your own goals. You can't control if someone likes you, but you can control how kindly you treat yourself. When you start putting energy into areas that actually move your life forward, everything begins to change. Another important aspect is to identify your personal energy drains. These may include toxic relationships, negative self-talk, constant scrolling on social media, or even trying too hard to please everyone. Once you know what's draining you, you can take steps to limit or remove those things from your life. Remember, just because something demands your attention doesn't mean it deserves your energy. Learning to say no is also a powerful way to protect your energy. Many people feel guilty about turning down requests, but every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals or values, you're saying no to something that does. Boundaries are not selfish, they are essential for your well-being. Using your energy wisely also means being intentional with your thoughts. Most of the stress we carry isn't caused by events, but by how we think about them. Replaying mistakes, worrying about what others think, or imagining worst-case scenarios consumes massive amounts of energy. Start becoming aware of where your thoughts go and gently redirect them toward things that uplift and empower you. It also helps to surround yourself with people who energize you rather than drain you. Energy is contagious. Being around positive, driven, and supportive individuals naturally boosts your own energy. On the other hand, constantly being around negativity, gossip, or drama will slowly deplete your motivation and emotional strength. Honey, but energy is life. You can have plenty of time, but if you're mentally exhausted or emotionally burnt out, you won't be able to use that time effectively. That's why successful people often prioritize energy management over time management. They understand that focus, clarity, and drive only come when their energy is directed toward the right things. Start asking yourself these questions every day. Is this worth my energy? Will this help me grow? Am I reacting or responding with intention? Is draining me or me? When you learn to ask these questions, you stop reacting impulsively and start making mindful choices. You begin to reclaim your power. You stop giving away your energy to people and problems that don't serve you. To live a fulfilling life, you don't need to be perfect or have all the answers. You just need to be present, intentional, and protective of your energy. Treat it like gold. Save it for your dreams, your healing, your peace, your relationships, and your purpose island. Everyone has a different path. In life, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. We look around and see people achieving things we want, whether it's career success, financial freedom, marriage, children, travel, or fame, and we begin to question ourselves. Why not me? Am I falling behind? What am I doing wrong? These questions can lead to frustration, anxiety, and even self-doubt. But here's the truth you need to remember and hold close. Everyone has a different path. Your life is uniquely yours. Your timing, your journey, your struggles, and your victories are all tailored to you. Just because someone else is achieving something now doesn't mean you're failing. It simply means they're on their path and you're on yours. Think of life as a road trip. Some people take the highway and get there fast. Others take scenic routes, make stops, explore more, and learn deeply along the way. Some face roadblocks or detours, but end up with stories and strength they wouldn't have gained otherwise. And just like on a road trip, getting there fast isn't always the goal. Arriving with meaning and purpose is. We all start from different places in life. Some people have more resources, support, or opportunities. Others may face hardship early on or carry emotional burdens that others don't see. That's why comparing yourself to someone else is not only unfair, it's meaningless. You're comparing two lives that were never meant to be the same. Instead of looking sideways at others, look forward at your goals, dreams, and what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what do I want to build in this life? What brings me joy and meaning? The answers to those questions might be completely different from the person next to you, and that's okay. In fact, that's beautiful. Diversity of dreams, pace, and purpose is what makes life rich and meaningful. The danger of comparison is that it often leads us to chase things we don't truly want because someone else has them. You might see someone buying a luxury car and suddenly feel like you need one too, even if you were perfectly happy before. You might see someone get married and wonder if you're incomplete being single, even though deep down, you know you're still growing into the person you want to be. This kind of thinking steals your peace and distracts you from your own authentic journey. Authentic fulfillment comes when you live according to your own values, not someone else's timeline. Your path may not always be clear, There may be seasons of waiting, confusion, or change. But trust this, everything you experience, every challenge, every delay, every lesson is preparing you for what's ahead. Nothing is wasted when you stay true to your path. There's also a powerful freedom in accepting that you don't have to compete with anyone. Life is not a race. The only person you need to outgrow is the person you were yesterday. When you adopt this mindset, you free yourself from pressure, envy, and comparison. You start living with intention, joy, and authenticity. Remember, some people reach their goals in their ashes, others in their shushes or lushes. Some people meet the love of their life early, others later. Some people find their passion right away, while others spend years exploring and learning. There is no right time, only your time, and when it comes, it will be worth the wait. Also, keep in mind that what we see of other people is often just the highlight reel. Especially on social media, most people show their wins, not their struggles. You might be comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best moments, and that's not a fair or honest comparison. Everyone has struggles, insecurities, and moments of doubt. No one's life is as perfect as it seems on the surface. Rather than comparing, celebrate others. Let their success inspire you, not discourage you. If they can do it, it means it's possible. And if it's possible for them, it's possible for you on your own terms, in your own way. Support others while staying focused on your own goals. There's room for everyone to shine. It also helps to reflect regularly on how far you've come. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you're not where you used to be. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Growth is not always visible, but it's always happening when you keep showing up for yourself. So the next time you feel behind, remember this: you are not late. You are not failing. You are exactly where you need to be. Your path is unfolding just as it should. Keep walking it with patience, trust, and courage. Peace comes from within. In a fast-moving world filled with noise, opinions, and pressure to be someone you're not, one of the most powerful truths you can hold on to is this: peace comes from within. It's not something you'll find in someone else. It's not something that can be bought, earned through achievements, or handed to you by external validation. True and lasting peace is something you cultivate within yourself, and it starts the moment you stop chasing it in the wrong places. Many people spend their entire lives seeking peace through outside means. They believe they'll finally feel calm when they get the perfect job, earn more money, meet the right partner, or gain the approval of others. And while these things can bring moments of happiness, they rarely offer the deep sense of peace that your soul longs for. Why? Because they're temporary, and anything that depends on external factors can be taken away. Real peace is rooted in self-acceptance, self-awareness, and self-trust. When you know who you are, accept yourself fully, flaws and all, and trust your own journey, the noise around you loses its power. You're no longer shaken by opinions, setbacks, or the success of others. Knowing that you're enough and that you're exactly where you need to be. Peace begins when you let go of the need to compare. As long as you're focused on what others have or what others are doing, you will always feel like something is missing. But when you turn your focus inward and truly connect with your own values, passions, and pace, you realize that you don't need to keep up. You just need to be you. That's why mindfulness and solitude are so important. When was the last time you sat in silence, without distractions, without your phone, without noise, just to check in with yourself? These quiet moments help you hear your own thoughts, calm your nervous system, and reflect on what's really going on inside. They help you tune out the world and tune into your own voice, and that voice matters. It's easy to lose touch with it in a world that constantly tells you what you should be. But the more you listen inwardly, the clearer things become. You start to notice your true needs, not the ones imposed by society, but the ones that actually matter to your well-being. Maybe it's more rest, maybe it's letting go of a toxic relationship, maybe it's slowing down instead of pushing harder. Listening to that inner voice is a key step toward peace. It's also essential to let go of perfectionism. One of the greatest blocks to inner peace is the false belief that you must have it all together to be okay. But life is messy, growth is uncomfortable, you will make mistakes, feel lost, and face disappointment. And that's not a sign of failure, it's a sign that you're human. Peace doesn't come from having a perfect life, it comes from making peace with your imperfect one. Forgiveness is another powerful tool in finding inner peace. Holding on to anger, resentment, or regret only weighs you down. You don't have to forget what happened or excuse bad behavior, but forgiving others and yourself frees your heart. It clears the space inside you for healing, joy, and clarity. You deserve to feel light, not burdened by the past. In addition, inner peace grows when you learn to live in the present moment. So much of our stress comes from reliving the past or worrying about the future. But peace is always found now, in this moment. Breathing deeply, grounding yourself in the present, and practicing gratitude for what you do have helps shift your focus from lack to abundance, from anxiety to boundaries are also essential. Protect your peace by saying no to things that drain you. You don't have to attend every event, answer every message, or explain yourself to everyone. The more you honor your own needs and limits, the more calm and in control you feel. Remember, saying no to something that doesn't align is saying yes to yourself. And perhaps most importantly, recognize that peace is not a destination. It's a daily practice. It's not about waiting for the perfect time when life is calm. It's about finding stillness, even in the middle of chaos. It's about making choices that align with your values, letting go of what you can't control, and trusting that you are on the right path, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Conclusion: focus on yourself, not others. In way trick full expectation, Abby as N End conclusion. Focus on yourself, not others. In a world full of distractions, expectations, and comparisons, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters: your own journey. These 4 notes are reminders that lasting growth, confidence, and fulfillment come not from chasing others, but from turning inward and honoring your unique path. Your growth is your priority. Don't waste time comparing yourself to others. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Progress is personal, and even slow steps forward are still steps in the right direction. Our energy is limited, use it wisely. Protect your energy from unnecessary stress, comparison, and drama. Pour it into the people, habits, and goals that help you grow. Where your energy goes, your life flows. San, everyone has a different path. Your timing is not too late or too early. It's yours. Trust the process. Your journey doesn't need to look like anyone else's to be meaningful or successful. Peace comes from within. True peace isn't found in approval, possessions, or praise. It's found in self-acceptance, letting go of what you can't control, and staying present. When you build peace within, the outside noise fades, so pause, breathe, focus on your own growth, protect your energy. Trust your path. Nurture your inner peace. The more you focus on yourself, not others, the more powerful, fulfilled, and free you become.
Yeah.